Hello, guys, and welcome. It is July 20th, 2020. I'm channeling a nice day I had last year in the Boston Harbor here in August. It was very cool. Sea breezes makes me feel good, especially since the air conditioning is broken at my house. And it's anything but cool here right now. But I hope you're having a better week than I am. This week, we have Module 12, Business Organizations, which is one of my favorites, not the least of which reasons because I wrote the chapter in the book. I think you'll find it to be an extraordinarily well-written chapter. And then we have a little extra video on nonprofit organizations and B Corps that I've put together recently. So if you're into social responsibility and sustainability, as I hope we all are these days, I hope you'll enjoy that. We also start getting into the employment relationship in Module 13 this week. Employment law is a really important part of this class. For most people, the number one place where you're going to interface with the legal system is in employment law. There are all sorts of things that can go right or wrong in employment law. So we're going to talk about the difference between independent contractors and recognized employees, and that's a really big deal because independent contractors, don't have health insurance, don't get overtime, minimum wage protections, things like that. And increasingly, more and more people are, their employers are attempting to put them kind of into that bucket of contract worker or independent contractor, and that makes them easier to dismiss. That's very scary right now in the middle of a pandemic, because when you lose your job, you also lose your health insurance in America, typically. And I saw one recent estimate that 5 million Americans have lost health insurance during the pandemic. And that's one of the worst times to lose your health insurance, is when there's a global health event going on. So really important that we think about these issues. There are a lot of momentum to change the rules around how we classify people and try to get workers more protections, because right now there's very little protection for workers. All right, so we'll learn about that this week. Also, Serial Part 4 is due this week. All right. Other things going on. So I have posted the grades for the ethics essays. You guys did very well. If you don't see a grade there, please let me know. There are a couple that were kind of no-shows, and I don't know if it was a file upload issue or whatever, but please let me know how that goes. If you have a gripe about the grading, first of all, make sure that there's actually an error and it's not just a gripe. I understand gripes. It's kind of a gripey summer for all of us. But if you need to submit an appeal, if you think there was an error made, then I've made an assignment visible today in the optional assignments group, and it's called the Written Appeals for Ethics Essay Grading. Just type in to the box there what you think the error was, and there are instructions there, and then I'll have a look at those. Hopefully within the next week or two, if there are people who submit appeals. It's honestly rare that I change grades, because our TAs have graded thousands of these and they're quite good, but every now and then we do miss something. So don't submit if you're just like, oh, my friend got a better grade, because I can't, for privacy and legal reasons and a million other kind of ethical reasons, I can't just compare them and say, well, your friend did this better than you or whatever. So but if you think there's an error, please do let me know. Also, this week, something kind of fun. So one of my former students, Rob Sand, who was Assistant Attorney General in Iowa, was featured on a podcast about his work in the Attorney General's office, busting the guy who rigged the lottery in Iowa. It is a great story. I will post a link to the podcast and the New York Times story that's was run a couple years ago. And then I'll also post a link. Rob was kind enough to come in fall of 2018 and do a guest lecture and Q&A in the Intro to Law class about his lottery cracking the code case. Spoiler alert, there's a Sasquatch involved. It's kind of cool. So I'll post that for you guys as well. I haven't listened to the podcast yet because it just came up yesterday, but I am excited to do so. Rob is a good guy, and like I said, alumnus of University of Iowa College of Law. So kind of a cool local connection there. I hope you guys have a good week. I will be posting up the Serial 5 assignment soon. It's going to be something kind of fun, a little bit different for you guys to enjoy. And have a good week. I hope your air conditioning is working. All right, we'll see you soon. Bye.